Hello and a very warm good evening to all of you. My name is Afreen Rahman, and please let me know if my voice is loud and clear to everyone. I'm sure everybody has access to their chat windows, so please do let me know if my voice is loud and clear, and if you can see this red screen clearly, if you can see if you, me, and if you can see our speaker today, Sheena here present. If you can see that, yes, time has come. The drum rolls are playing. Welcome to yet another edition of Unicorn Product Week. My name is Afreen Rahman. I am the marketing manager here at Accredian, and I will be your host and host for the event today. Now, a very warm welcome to all of you. Today, I really cannot believe a year has passed. This is an yearly event that Accredian hosts. We had a fabulous event last year. Do let me know if any of you were part of last year's product week. We had Europe product week. The theme for last year was Europe product week. Let me know if anyone was part of it. You can write me in the chat window. If not, you can just write missed it. It's all right. There's always a new day to begin this product week sessions. So do let me know of your responses here. Can everybody hear me right now? Is my voice audible to everyone? Missed it, Madhavi says, missed it. It's all right. It's all right. If you missed it, like I said, always new opportunities to join it. Now, before I begin, by the way, the session, also let me know the different cities you're joining in from, the different places everybody's joining in from, because this year's product week is people joining in from different cities, different countries. So let's see. I'm joining from Delhi. Let me see where everybody is joining in from. So I have Bangalore, Hyderabad, Pune, Mumbai. Then what else? Chennai, coming in, Hyderabad, Guwahati, Assam, Singapore. Awesome, Sumit. Bangalore, Hyderabad, Wolfsburg, Germany. Good international audience coming in, joining in here as well. Awesome, excited about it. Surat, Pune, Mumbai. A lot of people joining in from Pune and Mumbai. Bangalore, Shillong, Vizag. Awesome. A pan-India crowd and international audiences joining us. So super excited to have you all here. Welcome once again. Now, without much further ado, let me begin with the session and let me give you a quick intro about the recap that I was talking about last year. So in case, because I saw majority of you have written that you have missed it, last year we had conducted this session with equal pomp and show. We had conducted it. The theme for last year was European Product Week, where we had awesome, product managers talking all in and out, topics about, I would rather say, very interesting sessions on anti-fragile product managers. Then we had sessions on first 90 days as a product manager, calming the chaos in product management. Very exciting sessions were part of our, last year's product week. But this year, the theme is different. This year, we're talking about unicorn product weeks. We're talking about companies that have hit the mark, that have hit the status of being unicorn companies. And we've brought top grade product managers, product leaders who will be talking about some really interesting topic. And today we have, none other than, and by the way, the companies that we are covering this year, for our unicorn startups are none other than, we have Zepto, we have Elasticron, we have 1inch Network, we have Razorpay. So back to back, these sessions coming in from top product managers, top product leaders, VPs of product management, who will be giving you some insightful sessions. So with that, let's begin with the session. Now, the schedule for this year, this is what it's going to be. Today is day one. Today is 20th of November. I'm sure all of you are aware of the sessions that we are having. Let me know in the chat window if you're aware. Write in a yes, a quick yes is coming in. If you're not, if you're not, kind of take a screenshot of this screen. Definitely this will help you. This will help you tune up. And I know we are tuning out our social media pages. We're sending you emails. We are sending you WhatsApp text. We are reaching you out with every means possible so that you do not miss out a single session. So with that, let's begin. Let me introduce our first speaker for the day and welcome. I want to extend a very warm welcome to Ksenia here. I'm so sorry, Sheena, if I'm pronouncing your name wrong. Especially, I'll have a very hard time pronouncing your last name. So I humbly apologize in advance for that. But I'll give you a quick intro to my audience, about you. Our first speaker is an absolute trailblazer in the world of Web3. She has a formidable fintech background that has shaped her into a true expert in this in the field of product management, right? So she's the brilliant mind behind product innovations at 1 Inch Network. Now, she serves as the product manager of Wallet at 1 Inch Network, where her passion for simplifying complex, ideas into data-informed solution has left an indelible mark. Now, she doesn't just navigate the intricacies of decentralized products, she's a pioneer in making them more user-centric. So, advocating for a harmonious blend of innovation and empathy. So in today's session, which is very, very aptly titled as Building with Empathy in Decentralization, Ksenia will share her wealth of knowledge and experiences. She'll share her insights, that will promise to unravel the challenges and the triumphs of infusing empathy. So without much further ado, I'm going to extend a very warm virtual welcome to you, Ksenia. So you can, start sharing your screen, and I give the stage away to you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. It was a brilliant introduction. I'm very excited to be here with all of you today. And if I can share my screen now, I think you have to stop sharing yours. Yeah, great. Let me share my screen. Can you see it?
Yes, we can see your screen.
Perfect. Yeah, so today, the topic I would like to present you and discuss with you is actually about empathy, about why empathy is important in product management, and especially why it plays nowadays a great role in shaping decentralized products. And as well, I would like to shed some light on our approach and our journey at 1 Inch of building more user-centric products. Yeah, so first of all, let me introduce myself. I know introduction has already been, so I will do this pretty quick. Yeah, as it was mentioned, I'm a product manager at 1 Inch Network. I'm building a Web3 wallet currently in the company, and my focus is on such industries as Web3, DeFi, and fintech. I'm really passionate about building solutions and experiences to help people achieve financial excellence. And yeah, so my background is in fintech as well. And previously, I was a PM in such European crypto and fintech startups as Vivid Money and CoinSpade. And apart from this, in my free time, I also consult early stage startups on product analytics. I'm a really big fan of data-driven approach, but this is another story, not for today. And yeah, for those of you who might not be familiar with what is 1 Inch Network, I will also would like to introduce it. So 1 Inch Network is basically an ecosystem of decentralized protocols and products, which provides innovative DeFi solutions with focus on security, efficiency, and speed. And yeah, 1 Inch started as 1 Inch was built initially on a hackathon in New York in 2019, and since then grew to a real DeFi unicorn. So it's most famous for its DEX aggregator solution. So currently we have the leading DEX aggregator product on the market. We have more than 70% of market share, with more than 11 million total wallets transacted through us, and more than $407 billion of total volume transacted as well. And yeah, you can think basically of 1Inch as a reliable companion for all your DeFi and Web3 needs. And our core values, what we try to deliver to our users, are convenience, efficiency, and cost efficiency, of course. And also, 1Inch is a multi-product company. So yeah, we started as a DEX aggregator, but we were developing very rapidly, and currently we have over 8 different products, several protocols for institution developers and users, individuals. So we have, apart from Dex Aggregator, we have such products as Portfolio Tracker, Wallet, which I'm working on, different APIs, and other brilliant solutions. Yeah, and since I'm working in the wallet, a couple of words about it. So with the wallet, we're trying to build the most powerful and the most functional tool for managing your assets and exploring the Web3 space. Yeah, so let me introduce my agenda. So what I'm going to cover today. First of all, I'm going to define what is empathy and why it's so important and in product management. Then I will share with you some challenges I encountered while trying to understand users in decentralized product, because it has its peculiarities, right? Then I will share our approach and our journey of how we were becoming more user-centric at 1inch. And finally, I will share the impact this transformation had on our products, on our process, and some key learnings and insights I learned throughout this week. So let me start. First, what actually is empathy? I was talking about empathy quite a lot while preparing for this session with different people, with different product professionals as well. And I noticed that some of them, people sometimes make a common mistake. This common mistake is about having quite a surface level understanding. So for example, when you're a product professional, you think that you're an expert in the industry, you know the answer, you know how to build some great technology, some great solution, and you also have some data, so you know what your users are doing. And some people, they think that this is empathy, right? But in reality, this is not enough for being truly user-centric, because users, they don't care about what are you going to build, what technology are you going to use, or how it will work, right? The only thing they actually care about is how your solution will help them feel better, be better, perform better, solve their pains, right? So I would say that empathy is, first of all, about deep understanding of people and their feelings, beliefs, emotions, context behind their actions. So speaking about empathy in product management, its role is being like a bridge between users and the product. And empathy in product management is about focusing, first of all, on users and on their motivations and human feelings behind them, and then thinking about cool technology and execution. Yeah, so let's now discuss what would be a product management practice without empathy. What are the consequences? What are the risks of not having it in your day-to-day product life, right? So as you may think, the biggest fail every product team can ever have is actually working on the wrong problem. So for example, when you don't have empathy in your product practice, and you don't focus too much on users, the team can miss some valuable insights about the best problem to solve, right? Or about the best solution to deliver to solve this problem. And it can result that you may build the product without an audience or with a misaligned audience, or you can build a product that is too complicated to use or isn't usable at all. Or you can create a product that does not solve any problem, so it's actually not needed at all. And yeah, so and we, of course, as product managers, that's not our goal. We don't want to do this. We want to deliver some great experiences for our users, right? So many also I noticed that many researches, many surveys have been done about all this empathy topic, and all of them actually state that empathy plays a crucial role in driving user success, user satisfaction, and as a result, driving product success, right? So and empathy also helps to build loyalty, to build trust of users to the product, and to build more long-lasting relationships. So I really think that I would say that empathy it's the core of the product management, and it's the skill it's the practice that every efficient product manager should have, right? So since I'm building a Web3 product, working in a Web3 space, I noticed some peculiarities, some unique things about the space that is not common for traditional products, right? And actually, Web3 space is young and it's technically complex. So from what I have seen, most of companies in the recent years, they were all very engineering driven, and actually everyone was there. Everyone was building and focusing on the infrastructure in Web3, and of course, some real world problems of users were neglected. Their experience were neglected, and I can say from my own experience of when I was just starting to know the products, the space, that the entry level to the products, to using them and understanding them in Web3 is really high, right? So it's complex for the majority of people, and but you may also argue that, but this Web3 products, they were still used by a lot of people, and recently there has been a lot of interest in the space, right? And even a lot of hype. This is true, but actually, most of the Web3 products and projects were competing on incentives, right? So they were incentivizing users and motivating them to, in any way, to overcome the complexity. And they were not focusing on bringing them more value, right? So this, and of course, incentivizing users is a good tool for acquisition, I can say, but it's not the right tool for creating returning and more loyal user base, right? Yeah, but also currently, Web3 space is becoming more mature, and everyone in the industry is talking about such goals as mass adoption, bringing the next billion of people to the space, and of course, these are all very great and very ambitious goals. I would really love to see products achieve these results, but I also believe that it's impossible to achieve these goals without just based on the cutting edge technology, right? I believe that we can achieve these goals only by being more user centric, thinking, focusing more on the user experience, and trying to bring more real world value uh, to the users. So yeah, I really believe that empathy will be a game changer in the space, and it will help achieve these ambitious goals, right? So yeah, speaking about challenges, I encountered myself while we were trying to with my team to know and to understand our users. Um, are basically the most important concept of Web3 is that users are all anonymous, and they value their privacy a lot, right? So in traditional Web2 products, they know a lot of data. They know a lot of information about users. They collect a lot of data about them, and the communication is more open and more easy and fast. Right. So yeah, I had experience of it myself when I was working in a traditional fintech product. When we needed to do some research, get to know our users, we just you can segment your user base, find the right audience that matches your targets and your criteria, and just ask them for direct feedback or invite them to the interview or ask to participate in the survey. Or another practice is to ask a lot of questions on onboarding. Maybe you also, all of you have noticed that, right? Or even make users pass some KYCs, verifications, stuff like that. And the challenge is this: all of this doesn't work on the Web3 product, right? So you can compare on my slide how much information and all of the things we know Web3 products, Web2 sorry products know about their users, and what we have actually in Web3. So we have to deal just with the wallet address and some numbers, some transactions, and of course it can be compared, right? So that's why in Web3 we have to find other ways to reach out to the users, to get to know them, right? And we can't use emails, we can't use phone numbers and all of the traditional communication channels, and of course the data. So it makes the research and actually getting to know users, their profile, their motivations a bit more easier, right? Because also, yeah, like I said, recruiting, for example, people, finding the right people for the interviews, for example, uh, it's not easy at all. And even if you manage to do this, sometimes like people really people really value their privacy, and it's sometimes really difficult to get them uh, communicate openly, share their identities, all of that. And yeah, you may also say, but come on, in blockchain there is a lot of on-chain data, so you can see everything is transparent. You can see what everyone is doing. But the thing is that on-chain data actually doesn't help you to know your users, right? Because it doesn't tell us it doesn't uncover context. It doesn't uncover motivations of users behind these actions. Yeah, so that's why we we at 1inch also we set a goal for us to become more user-centric and to find our own ways of getting to know our people and having more empathy to them, right? Why I would like today to share the approach with all of you, because I believe that there is a lot of talking about what is empathy and why it is so important in building products, but very few talk about how to actually get there, right? How to start how to start being more user-centric. So yeah, this is today I'm sharing our approach. It's actually uh, it's actually universal, so it may also fit traditional Web2 products, be it B2B or B2C, of course, with some maybe things to adjust, right? But it really worked for us, and it made difference. And first of all, why we at 1inch also decided to become more user-centric, because as every young and fast-moving Web3 startup, we were focusing too much on polishing our technology, making the best solution on the market, right? And yeah, sometimes we also neglected some user experience and some places where users struggled. And I can't say that we knew a lot about our users. And we started seeing that. So we started seeing some user friction. We started getting some requests and a lot of questions. And yeah, so that's why we decided that it's time to reimagine our approach, right? And to focus more on maximizing the value we deliver to our users. And actually, I believe that in this approach, the first step of the becoming more user-centric should be driven by a product managers, product professionals in every company, in every team, because after all, this approach is based on two key components. It's process and culture. And this is what actually product management is about. That's what product manager is shaping, right? And it's important that these two components, they work only together. So they don't work separately, one without another. And it's also important to make sure they work together in order to keep your team focused on how the product they are building actually fits into the lives of their users. So yeah, a little bit more in detail about the approach. First of all, it's about first step is building the user-centric culture, and the ultimate goal I emphasized here is building empathy as a mindset. And the first step, the most important one to get started with, is to actually learning more about users, because it's the basement. It's impossible to build any user-centric culture and approach without knowing who your users are, right? So the action points that we started with here is the most hardcore task, I should say, conducting deep user interviews, right? So it was not easy at all. We struggled a lot with finding the right people, the right audience, some of our users, but the result, it's really rewarding, because we get to know who our users are. We get to know different user segments that actually using our product. I'm speaking currently about the wallet, since I'm a product manager in the wallet, right? And we also managed to align our team about who they are actually building for, and what their needs are, what their pains are. So yeah, we managed to look at our audience from completely new level. The next step is to change the way of thinking, and by changing the way you think, I mean when you think about new features you're going to ship, or new initiatives, launching your products, for example, while crafting your roadmap, or while doing some strategic planning, it's important to switch your focus to think not about what you personally would like to build, something cool, something interesting for you, right? But it's important to focus first on your users and on delivering them the maximum value. And what we decided to do in our product team, we normalized asking questions like, what is the value we're bringing with this feature, or what is the user problem we're trying to solve here, or how have we validated that the problem even exists, right? And important that do not prioritize the features or initiatives if you don't have the answers to these questions. So you should, if you don't have the answer, just go and find them out, or just eliminate this from the roadmap, because it's not validated. So we don't want to build something that doesn't bring value, right? That doesn't solve any problem. Yeah, and the third step here in building the culture, it's also quite important. is actually sharing user insights and practice across the whole company. So the goal here is to democratize access for everyone inside your product team, inside your company. The insights, all the knowledge that you have accumulated, that you have about who users are and what are their contexts. And it's really important because all people should be aligned. So it's important not to, you have this precious knowledge, and it's important not to leave it just to yourself. Yeah, the action points here are to create some shared space to gather all the knowledge, all the information you have from researchers, some summaries, some insights, and also let to know people from your team that this knowledge actually exists. So what worked for us, we posted regular updates about our new findings, about some new materials that we managed to find out, and we posted these findings across our Slack, and this helped to keep people engaged, to keep people interested in what's going on, and actually read it, use it, and yeah, finally just encourage your team, encourage people to across the company to learn to learn about users, to learn this knowledge, and to use it in their day-to-day work. Yeah, because this is, after all, culture is not about just one person using it or one team using it, but culture is about everyone in the company. And next, let's talk about building user-centric processes. So the ultimate goal here is to put users at the center of your product development process. We started with completely redefining our processes, our development process. So usually products follow pretty much the same development process. It starts with discovery phase, then conceptualization and planning, then prototype and design, and after all, engineering and delivery. And yeah, so we follow quite the same process. And yeah, so we start with discovery. Discovery is the most important phase here because it actually where most of the accumulation of empathy, accumulation of knowledge of your users happens. So we introduced a lot of new activities here. I can say, first of all, support. It's customer support are the guys. They are the closest to your users, and they are the closest to their day-to-day problems, needs, and context. So it's really very beneficial to start engaging with them as much as possible, more often. For example, we started reading their support reports regularly. We started inviting some guys from customer support to join our weekly product meetings and share some insights, share some trending topics, some places where users struggle the most. And yeah, it really it was really insightful because we found out that actually some of our core flows in the product, which we thought are doing pretty much well, they didn't work so well in reality, and there was a lot of user struggles, user friction, and we didn't think about it until we started talking to our support. Yeah, and also sometimes we integrate our support guys to prototyping process, so we share with them our solutions and ask them for feedback if they think, based on the knowledge they have from dealing with user struggles, if this solution will work or not for them. Yeah, sometimes they also give us very good advice about this. Yeah, and finally, another quite interesting practice is every product manager dedicates a day in each month and sits and in support by themselves and looks at the support tickets. So yeah, we practice that a couple of times, and yeah, sometimes it's really very interesting to talk to users by yourself and see what they're thinking, what they're doing. So next one is community. So as every strong Web3 ecosystem, we have a very strong community of people who follow us, who engage with us, who use our products, and we decided to embrace the power of our Web3 community, which we also didn't practice before so much. Of course, we have a community managers, and they communicate with our community often, but it was not the practice of our product managers in the company. So yeah, we start the action points here is to start communicating with your community more and collect feedback from them, ask them some questions, analyze their sentiment on some market conditions, for example. Also, our support managers, our community managers help us a lot when we need, for example, some audience, some people for our researchers, interviews, surveys. So when we need something specific, for example, to research users who are DeFi traders with big crypto experience, for example, it's not so easy to find them actually. So we usually ask our community managers to help find the right people to speak with. Next one is service. So yeah, service. We also, as I said before, it's not very easy to spread survey because we don't have the traditional communication channels as emails, as phone numbers. But still, we managed to figure this out. So we distribute our service directly through our app in different ways. Of course, it's not very targeted, so you can't select some specific audience, but still, it works for us better than nothing. And we usually use service when we need to ask for feedback after launching some feature or some redesigning some flow, or for example, when we need to find some improvements that we can make here or there, or if we need to find out some preferences of the wider audience, because with service you can cover more people than, for example, with the interviews where you can just speak to 10 to 20 people and that's it. So yeah, like I said, we started distributing service through our app directly, and sometimes we also asked we were searching for people in the community. And another important thing here is to don't forget to incentivize users, don't forget to incentivize people to participate, to show in order to show them your gratitude for spending their time, for helping us. It's really important, and it creates more traction to more participation in the service definitely. And as we're in Web3, it's important to make sure that you don't ask any personal data, you don't ask to share some emails and stuff like that, because it really freaks people out sometimes. So just remember not to ask for that. The next one, the most challenging thing here when it comes to the discovery phase is the interviews actually. So yeah, like I said, it's not very easy to find people and to communicate with them openly. But the approach that worked for us pretty well is we do our interviews on conferences. So as a company, we visit a lot of Web3 industry conferences throughout the year, and usually one of our PMs visit or someone from the product team visit this conference. And there we conduct express interviews. We adapted our interviews to fit in 15 minutes because in such conditions you don't have too much time, right? You can't speak with every person for 1 hour there. It's not convenient. Yeah. So it's important also to prepare interview plans and interview guides in advance, because actually interviews never work when you try to improvise. And yeah, if possible, if we have some more time, we sometimes include quick UX testing as well with people. Yeah, so like I said, interviews are not very easy for every product manager, especially when you don't have like in your team some dedicated research specialist, and you have to do it by yourself. And of course, it's okay that no one gets it right from the first time, but it's just the matter of practice. And interviews really create another level of understanding of your users. You understand their emotions, you speak like to your friends, and you can understand their needs, opportunities. So it's really insightful. Another step in building user-centered processes is actually the planning phase. And here there are two key things to remember. First of all, when we're talking about prioritization, but okay, prioritization is worth another session to speak about. But overall, when you prioritize tasks, when you try to make some decisions, use use your findings from the discovery phase. It's really, really important to redefine the process of prioritization based on how can I deliver maximum value to my users based on what I know about them. And yeah, another important thing is to, thanks to the knowledge we gained on discovery phase, the product manager in our team, we manage every product manager in our team, in our company, managed to completely redefine the way that we give tasks to our designers to make some solutions. So you can, for example, see here, we went from this giving some raw description of what needs to be done, some constraints, what to do, where to put, right, to actually describing the whole context, the feelings, some quotes, just I would say telling a real story behind each problem, real story of our users. And yeah, when we make it so when people read it, they start they are filled with empathy, because such process allows our designers not just not just draw some fancy screens based on what we have written to them, but to create a real solution for real user problems. Yeah, so next, the last but not least, is the prototyping phase. So here, what we did, we introduced UX tests, and when we build some major features or some updates of our core flows, we usually would like to see how our solutions work and if they actually solve the problem, if they are the right solution. And yeah, how it works, the designer prepares the clickable prototypes of the solution, and then we find find users we need, and we go and sit with them in live in Zoom, for example, and we ask them to complete tasks using our prototypes. And we watch them, we make some notes, and then we go and iterate on our solution based on the results. And this way we make sure that what we build will actually work, and will not create a lot of user friction. Yeah, and here also it's important to remember, when you do UX tests, try always test on people from different segments. So for example, we try usually to find people for example, who are crypto newbies, who are have some middle experience and who are like pro advanced traders. This way, we just make sure that our solution will work for every segment of our users and not just work for one and don't work for another, because it makes no sense. Our product is used by different user segments. Yeah, so this is overall our process, and now I'd like to share with you some results of what we managed to do and how the impact it brought us. We managed to get. So overall, we conducted over 12 deep interviews. We made several UX tests, several user surveys. We interviewed people on 2 conferences already, and we solved our top support requests, redesigned core flows in our product, which we find out that they were not working. They were too complex based on what our users said to us. And yeah, we also reorganized the whole way of how we prioritize stuff and how we reorganized our whole roadmap. So we spent a lot of time on building the roadmap, and then we just broke it down and reorganized from the very beginning. It was really long. It was a really long process for us. And yeah, we reorganized our roadmap based on user insights and findings, and focused on generating more value and not just on okay, I want to build this. This is interesting. I will also build this. Okay, let's go. Yeah. So the impact we got actually is pretty amazing. So we managed to define our core user segments. We mapped out user personas that is currently used by product managers and by other people from the company in day to day. And we managed to understand our audience to better, and we became more conscious about what we are building, and even if we providing value. We got reduction in support tickets. We managed to reduce the load of our support guys. Yeah, we also reduced user friction of our core flows on more than 2 times. And we became more focused, more conscious, and confident about our decisions, about what we're building, what we're shipping. Also, we got more positive feedback from our users about their experience with our wallet. So it reduced the amount of some requests, some questions about how to use it and why it's not working, and where to find this or that. And our team, both in the engineering team, the product team, marketing team, everyone became more aligned and more motivated on the work. It really helped to align between this shared understanding, helped us to align between the different teams and different departments. And yeah, finally, we managed to spread the user-centric practice across the whole company. As I said, we started small with this transformation. We started from just our wallet team, from our products, and then spread to the rest of the team, and set the example of user-centric approach actually across all other teams and roles. And yeah, we've come a long way actually. And to summarize all what I have just said, some key takeaways on this journey. First of all, like I said, ideally, user-centric approach should live across the whole roles, across the whole teams and all levels. But this is just the ideal picture. When you start, you just need to start somewhere, right? And it's important that as a product professional, you drive the user-centric approach inside your team, and then spread it further. And yeah, just remember about 2 core concepts I mentioned. It's about establishing the right processes, user-centric ones, and about building the right culture, and being like a culture setter, culture bearer for the whole company and the whole team of how to be more user-centric. And yeah, finally, these two concepts only work well if they work together, not one without another. Yeah. So, and for those of you who are also building or in future may build in Web3 some Web3 products, just remember to focus on not on the infrastructure itself, but focus on the real world utility, on the real world value you will provide to people, and then think about how to polish your technology in order to be the leader in the market. Yeah, because you can have the best technology on the market, but if it doesn't solve doesn't provide any value, doesn't solve any pains of users, what's the sense of it after all, right? Yeah, also remember to embrace the power of your community, use your community to your advantage, because community is the biggest value of every Web3 Web3 project out there. And finally, just try to make the future where Web3 understand its users, because I believe that it's the way it will be the game changer, and it will be the way to achieve our ambitious goals in Web3. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. What I wanted to talk about today. Thank you all for your time and attention. And if you have any questions, I'd be super happy to answer them.
Thank you so much, Ksenia, for this insightful session. Certainly, I think people have enjoyed, and we have an array of questions that have come up in the Q&A box. So I'll be putting up the questions to you. You just let me know how you would tackle. So the first question that I have is from Mani Kumar. He says that, can you explain a bit more on what exactly decentralized products are?
Yeah, so basically decentralized products are products that are built on top of the blockchain technology. I think all of you might have in some ways heard about what blockchain is. All of you have know about Bitcoin. It's the biggest cryptocurrency on the market, and it actually works on the same blockchain technology. And it's actually I will give you an example. So, for example, on financial institutions. So think of a bank. The bank it's very decentralized because it has some governance, right? It has some entity, and this entity it controls your. You put some money there, and it controls your money. So it's like the center where you put your belongings, and you trust them, right? And yeah, think of blockchain as the opposite of a bank, where you have where everyone is very distributed, the network is distributed, and you have every user, every person out there has their ownership of their things, of their assets, knowledge, data, everything.
All right. So something.
So there is there is no like one central entity that controls it all. Everyone
So not like
is
a bank. Everybody
distributed.
is the owner of their own. They have an accountability of their own, right?
Yeah,
So
exactly.
that's
Exactly.
so excellent example there. Now, the next question that I have is from Richa Sharma. She says that, how can we apply empathetic approach for rigid users, right? There are some rigid users that are just very reluctant to change. So if you have to apply empathy to rigid users, how would you do that?
Yeah, so I think it's just the approach is pretty much the same. I believe it just takes some more time uh, to spend more time with them in communication, right? Because sometimes the more you speak to them, the more you start to understand them, why they behave like that, why they are so like reluctant to change. And yeah, I believe that it's possible to find approach for every users. Of course, if you have a lot of them, right? Because if you have just, I don't know, you have like thousands of users in your product and just couple of users who are very reluctant, and they criticize every solution you build. They say like, what you just did, the previous variant was better. This is some bullshit, right? So yeah, it happens in all products. We also have a lot of not a lot of, we have some users like this as well. They write to every our update and say what you did. So yeah, just it's normal that there are sometimes such users, but unless it's not the majority of them, just just live with it, because it happens with everyone.
So basically, the approach needs to be same. We just need to spend more time understanding why they are behaving the way they are behaving, and just keep on convincing them to follow a pattern.
Yeah, exactly. So you can, like, if you have really a lot of people who are reluctant to some changes and to some new stuff you're building, just spend some time with them and try to understand them, try to focus on them more, right? And find them. Just if you have some just a couple of them. I'm currently talking about mostly, I think, B2C products, because in B2C it's more like you building for the mass audience, and you can't like tweak your product for every customer out there. So
Yeah. All right. So yeah, then the audience is pretty much defined there. Yeah. Now, I have next question from Ankur. Now, while you were explaining about empathy, he said that you mentioned that users are not thinking about which technology we are using. So his question is, what if the users are coming from technological background, from tech background? Then how do you address their queries, and how to convince them that why we have used this particular tech while developing the product? And what if they won't feel comfortable and have different set of expectations?
yeah, so I think I know what you're talking about, because actually in Web3 space, as I said, people are very technical now, right? It's a very technical space, and we also have some really technical users who come to us and advise on some technology to build even in our community. And I just, when I was talking about this, I didn't say that technology is not important. Of course, it's important, and like we at 1inch, we focus a lot on making it making our solution the most safe and the fastest, right? But it shouldn't be like the first thing you think about uh, when you try to understand what to build and what to prioritize. So you need just to focus on first on the value, and then think about, okay, so this is the problem, this is the value we're going to generate for our users, this is the problem we're going to solve. Now, how can we build the best technology out there in order to have the best solution, and the solution that will solve some problem, and not just because if you just have some fancy rocket cutting edge solution, but you there is no utility for people out there, then what's the sense of this technology, right? Even for users who are very technological, uh, they say, okay, this technology is great, this technology is breakthrough, but this is just token, and when you ship it, they also maybe won't use it because they don't need it as anyone else, right? So after all, the first question you may ask is about the utility and the value, and then yeah, then you can build the best technology out there to delight your users.
Right? So basically, you are in tune with the users, you know what they actually expect, and then basically apply that to the product. So there's no, I would say, miscommunication or different set of expectations there. Right? Rightly answered. Now, I have next question from Akshay Sapre. He says, what is the biggest challenge you face in the empathy phase of product design development, and how do you counter or tackle it?
Yeah, so like I said, I think the biggest challenge we experienced is trying to understand users which value privacy a lot, and we really struggled a lot to approach them and to find the right people to communicate with, because like I said, we can't it's not so easy to communicate them as in traditional products. We can't just reach them out, write them an email saying, hey, I'm a product manager, I want to talk to you about the experience and stuff like that. So we need to use all the other channels, I don't know, find on the community, where usually also people are not very like willing to uncover their identities, and visit some conferences even, right? It's, of course, you can't do it right now. You have to wait until the conference is coming in order to to cover your need in user research. So just I'm telling this because when I was working, for example, in Vivid Money, which was a traditional fintech product, when we also did some research there, trying to learn our users, I was trying to solve some problem with the adoption of one of our features, which we couldn't understand why users don't use it, and we tried some A/B tests. It didn't work, so we just reached them out, send a lot of we segmented our users on 3 groups, send each of them different service depending on their background, and just we understood the answer, right? But like in decentralized product, finding like reaching out to users and get them talk is the most difficult part.
All right. Next question is from one of our attendees called Neelab. He says, how do you ensure you are current with industry trends and new technologies that would impact your product? Because there's so many technologies and so many trends going on. How do you know which one is the correct one for your particular product? How do you keep up with it?
Yeah, so we have a practice to also always research the market and see what our competitors are doing, what technologies they're using. And like I said, we also actively visit in conferences where we learn a lot about some new threats in the industry, what people are building, visiting some hackathons, learning from people, sharing experiences. So yeah, after all, it's all about sharing and learning, and yeah, that's how we learn about everything happens in the industry, because it actually happens a lot and the industry is moving very fast. So it's never boring here. Every month something new is developed, some new technology, some new like standard in blockchain. So yeah, just keep actively learning and exploring the industry and the solutions, and everything will be fine.
Thank you so much, Ksenia, for giving us your precious time and attention. We're already crossed 3 minutes of our time. It's already 9:03 here in India. And it was a lovely, insightful session. I'm sure everybody who attended the session had a great time understanding what exactly decentralization is and how exactly do you go about, in terms of product management with it. So thank you so much for this session. Now, especially for all the users who are out there, if you want, who are attending the session and you want to grab the certificate of Unicorn Product Week, do fill in the Google sign-up form that we have shared in the chat window. So for everybody, and all 4 sessions attended must be it should be a must, so please do understand we have a great feedback coming. So everybody, the audience, please give your feedback in the session for Ksenia here. And already people are saying that it was a great session and everybody really enjoyed it. So thank you
so much, guys. I really appreciate your time spending with me, learning some new stuff. It's great.
So
awesome.
we'd love to have you sometime again here, Ksenia, and on a different topic, and sharing your insights. So where you can see your recording, Pawan, it'll be available in your with the dashboard. It's actually going live on YouTube right now. So if you check out our Accredian channel, you'll have a YouTube link present there. And if you're already part of Accredian family, then definitely it'll be stored in your dashboard under extras in Accredian. So the recording will be shared, right? So thank you so much, and take care, everybody. Good night. This is everybody signing from Accredian.
Thank you so much for this amazing product week. just keep going and keep organizing this nice event more often, not just once per year.
We'll try that. We'll try that, definitely. We'll try to make it a more an event that takes place more often. But yeah, thank you so much,
Yeah.
and God bless you all. Bye bye.